Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie. So, had there been times where you feel that I'm not good at it and then you reach a point where you end up not doing it? I'm pretty sure you must have gone through that phase. Even I go through that phase often, and dealing with self-doubt is something which is always going to be work in progress, because if I let myself get into a default mode where I just let my thoughts take the action, that decide the course of action, then a lot of times I'll not do things where I am hesitant and I'm not sure whether I'm good at it, and I'll be a quitter there because I will have the fear to try and fail. Instead, I would choose not to do it only so that I don't have to go through the process of failure. There are times where, because of self-doubt, we either don't take any action, and even if we take our action, we lack the confidence and then we don't give 100%, and then after a point we quit it. So, self-doubt, is it good or bad? Self-doubt, I would say it's good to some extent, because it's more like a reality check sometimes. See, if you carry an attitude like I know it all, that is not going to take you anywhere, because the moment you think that you know it all, then that moment you will stop yourself from all the learning. So is self-doubt important? I would say self-doubt is important to some extent. It will help you to figure out whether you know something. Before you take up any task, it will help you to know that maybe I'm not good at it, maybe I need more learning or more training for this. So basically, self-doubt will help you to figure out what are the areas you really need to work on before you get on to any work. So that amount of self-doubt is important, but if it exceeds, then I'll tell you what happens. That is the moment when we feel that I'm not good at it, so maybe I should not do it only, so that I don't have to go through any kind of failure itself. So that kind of self-doubt is really bad, because that is making you feel stuck in life. Nobody would want to be stuck in life, because unless you keep moving, you will not come across experiences, you will not come across failures, you will not come across ways that don't work, and end up finally finding the way that is working for you. Self-doubt to an extent that is making you feel stuck in life is not something which you really need in life. By the way, if I'm making this video, it really doesn't mean that I'm completely out of the self-doubt issues. It means that I'm going through it and I keep finding ways to fix it, and I don't let myself get into that default mode where I let my thoughts decide my action. So I'm finding ways to get out of this particular thing for every new work which I want to take it up. So what happens is, if I wait for the perfect day when I'm completely out of self-doubt issues, that day maybe I would have forgotten what kind of mess I'm dealing with it. So only if I'm into that particular issue, I will be in a firefighting mode, trying to find out what are the ways that can help me to get out of it. I'll be trying to look out for videos that will help me to get out of it. I'll come across some beautiful messages of some experienced people which will help me to feel good about myself and overcome that self-doubt. So when I'm into that mess, that is the right time for me to make a video also about it, because I completely remember what kind of issues I'm dealing with it and what are the things which make me feel good when I'm into the completely exploring mode. So that's why whenever I'm making a video of a new topic, it could be either because of my experience, or because I have gained an expertise on that, or I'm in a learning mode, because if I'm dealing with it, I'll be able to explain you better what kind of mess this feels. Recently I came across a quote where it mentioned that it was more like, regret will haunt you more than your failure. Let's understand this. When will regret come into picture is, you want to do something but then you back out because of some reason, and few years later, a few months later, you will think about your past and you will like, shit, I didn't do this. That is a regret, and I don't think that will be a good feeling. It's more good to go through a failure, because at least you would have a satisfaction that you give it a try. If you really want, make it your wallpaper, or just write it on a piece of paper and stick it into your study room or in your work area, wherever it is, because you will have to remember and keep reminding yourself that it's okay, it's completely okay to try and fail, but it's not okay to not try it at all. So now let's understand how to break the self-doubt issues and how to become confident in taking up any task which we really want to. There are many ways to deal with self-doubt issues. So I have broken it down into 5 steps, and these are the 5 steps which I keep reminding myself also whenever I'm going through any self-doubt kind of issues for any particular work. So first point is, you have to accept that you will not be great at anything when you start out. This particular thing we keep forgetting. As a child, we used to try so many things, like we used to try painting, dancing, cultural activities, singing, going for a new sport, a lot of things. We used to keep trying new things back then, and at that point of time I don't think we ever thought that I am going to be great at it, only then I'll play this sport, or I am going to be great at it, only then I'll do this painting. No, we just tried it even when we were very average or we didn't know anything about it, because we wanted to do it and learn it and go for practice and make ourselves better out of it. So we have to become like that child who doesn't judge ourselves and just gets into the action and just does it without thinking that whether I'm good at it or bad at it. So just accept the fact that you will not be great at anything when you start out. If you accept this thing, then next step what you have to do is find out the ways which will help you to become better at it. So every day just try to find few hours in a day and dedicate for that particular work, for that particular hobby, for that particular training or anything. Just allocate few hours every day and then expect yourself to be better at it. Without putting that effort and input, you cannot expect yourself to be great at it and expect that amazing output which you had been dreaming of. Just accept it that you will not be great, you will not be awesome in the first step, whether it's your first podcast, whether it's your first speech, whether it's your first blog or whatever it is, or even if it's going to be your first day at your job. And unless you start your first, you will not reach your 100th or 200, and then you will gain expertise. So it's really important that you accept this fact. Take up any new task and remember that it's okay, you might not be great at it. Nobody is, nobody has ever been. All people out there are great at any particular work is only because of their experiences, is only because they had showed up every day. So we have to just remember that one thing, that I'm not going to be great at it initially, but I'll get better as I keep doing it often. I have quit many things in the past, and sometimes I had failed and that's why I had quit, and sometimes even without giving it my 100% I had quit it. And now when I look back, I realize that I was expecting myself to be great at it and then continue doing it without realizing the fact that that is how it's going to be. I might not be great when I start it or when I put in few hours only. I'll have to keep doing it often to become better at it every day. But yes, that realization came very late, but now when I look back, I feel that yes, that is how it is. We have to keep doing something so often that we become the best version of ourselves in that particular work. And the second point is, just remind yourself that when others can do it, I can do it too. It's a very cliche and old quote which we would have come across often, but it really has some real fact mentioned. Because see, everybody has the same set of 24 hours and nobody was born magically with all the talents which they have today. Everybody would have put in that extra effort to make it what they are today. So if they can do by putting in that extra effort, you can do it too. Just tell yourself that, and just keep telling yourself positive statements. Like maybe you can have a notebook and write down all the positive affirmations which are applicable based on your work and the kind of achievements you want to achieve in your life, and make it a habit of waking up in the morning and starting your day out reading those quotes or those affirmations which you have mentioned. Write it in a paper and just keep reading it out every day before you start your day, and even before ending your day if possible. Please do that, because that is a kind of positive self-talk which will really help you. See, negative self-talk is anyways not helping. Why do you even do it? For example, if you have to give a speech and before going to the stage, will you go ahead and tell yourself that I'm not good at it, I might forget my lines, I might be stammering on the stage, people will laugh at me? That kind of self-talk will not help you, and I don't think you would want to do that to yourself, because you will make yourself even more nervous and just screw it up. But instead what we would do is, I'm going to do well, I'm not going to forget anything, every line is going to be clear to the audience, I'm going to make sure that they get my point and they will really enjoy my speech, something like that. These kind of positive affirmations are what going to help you. So it's really important that if negative self-talk is not helping you, stop it right now. Any task you want to take it up, don't tell yourself I'm bad at it, I'm really a failure, I'm a loser, I don't know anything. Don't keep telling yourself, because these are not going to help you anyway. So if you're finding it so hard, then as I mentioned, write it in a piece of paper, whichever is useful for you, whichever is applicable for you, and make it a habit of telling yourself every day. I have some set of lines which really helps me. Somehow starting the day with those lines actually makes me feel good, and I'm pretty sure that will really help you as well. So give it a try. Okay, now with the point that when others can do it, I can do it too. Just stop with that particular point there itself. Don't go ahead and compare yourself with them, because you cannot compare your second chapter with somebody else's 10th or 20th chapter and expect that kind of success which they are at right now. And then we feel that no, maybe I'm not good at it and let me just stop it. So remember that they have reached that level of success after putting years of work and effort. So you cannot expect that to magically happen to you right away. So you will have to live their life, or you will have to do something greater than what they are doing to reach a point where you feel accomplished in your particular work. So make sure that when you look at others' success or something, get inspired, but don't beat yourself and feel low about yourself, because that is anyways not going to take you anywhere. Because every work will have your own uniqueness to it. What they are doing, maybe you will not be able to recreate exactly, and maybe they cannot recreate what you are doing, because everybody has their own uniqueness to it. And just remember that you are the star of your movie. There is nobody else who can replace that. So you will have to make sure that you give the best shot in whatever work you do. Fourth point is, just remember that not doing any work will not help you overcome self-doubt. If you really want to get rid of self-doubt, then you have to make sure that you do it, because unless you do it, you will not get better at all, and in fact you will feel more stuck, and you will be stuck at wherever you are. And then unproductive days will become unproductive years, and years later you will be still in the same place. So if you really want to get rid of the self-doubt, you will have to take that action, get into it, get started with doing it, and become better with every particular performance or output or work of yours. The fifth point is something which I really feel a lot of us need to stop doing it, and that is just going on announcing it to the world what you are going to do, what your plans are, just going on discussing your plans. Don't do that. If you really want to do something, you will have to stop announcing it to the world first and just get into the action. If you really need to discuss, then maybe you can discuss with those 3 or 4 important people in your lives whom you feel will give you a reality check, or will help you understand where you are lagging and will help you get better. So just discuss with those people alone, but don't go around and discuss with everybody and try to get everybody's judgment and everybody's opinion and then feel even more low about yourself. Because see, you cannot go and get guidance of something from people who have not even done it, right? So you will have to reach out to those people or mentors or people who have been there. If you really have those kind of toxic people in your life who are always ready to pull you down even before you have started it, I would suggest that please remove them from your life. Just have those 4 or 5 close people in your life who are there for you to give you the reality check. I'm not saying that have those people who will only tell you the positive things. No, you don't need just that alone. You also need people who are your good critic, who will help you to know where you're lagging, will help you to push forward. So have those kind of people alone. But apart from that, just do it yourself and figure out what is working, what is not working, how you can get better at it. Or you can take inspiration from people who have already achieved it. See what they have done, see what worked for them, see what did not work for them. So that kind of things will definitely help you. This kind of inspiration is definitely you need. But apart from that, keep the things to yourself. Just find a way to get into the action instead of just planning and discussing and going around with different people's judgment and making yourself feel even more worse. I'll mention all the 5 points on the screen. Just screenshot it and write it down and stick it in your wall, and just keep reminding yourself, because you will always be work in progress. So don't let yourself get into the default mode and let your own usual thoughts take the action, because our usual thought is something which holds us back. So you'll have to consciously tell yourself that no, this is not what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop myself from doing it. I'm going to plan and execute it. Even if I fail or I achieve it, I don't care, but I'm going to do it, because it's okay for me to try and fail, but it's not okay for me to not do it at all. So that is it. We have come to the end of this video, and I really hope you found this video useful, and if you did, then please take a moment to like this video and also comment any other point which you feel helps you to overcome the self-doubt, so that others can also be benefited by your comment. And yes, I'll see you guys soon in the next video, and if you're new here, then please subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever the next video is up on the channel. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.